Hello fellow adventurers and collectors, Filmaholic here. Today we're going to be unboxing another 1/6 scale designer figure by Chick Disc, and it's produced by Devil Toys. I apologize if I keep mispronouncing that name. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it, but with that said, I ended up finding this at Big Bad Toy Store, and they had a limited quantity available, so of course I had to pick it up. And this figure in particular I was not expecting to get because it seemed like it sold out pretty fast, but we're going to be looking at FX01 Foxhound. Now this figure is designed by the same artist and the same style as the Carbine and DX3, so he has some of the same design cues as those figures, but as we'll see later on, there are some things that are different. And most notably, the box design is different in the sense that it doesn't have the same story write-up that the other two boxes had. So I'm curious as to wonder why that's the case. Well, like always, Devil Toys is a great company to follow if you're interested in these designer figures, because they work with artists to bring their characters to life. And if you're ever looking for these types of figures, I would highly recommend either following their social medias or checking in with Big Bad Toy Store, because they sometimes have them. Now with that said, in terms of accessories, this guy is an archer, so he comes with arrows and accessories that fall in line with that design cue. And then you have these shuriken, or at least I think they're shuriken, don't quote me on that, but there's 4 of them. Next up you have grenades, and I do realize that these are different from the other 2 releases, so as we go along here we'll see that things are changing. You do get some extra wrist pegs, which is always nice. And you also get this, and it comes pivotal to the actual bow and arrow later on, but you can also use that as a blade. And speaking of blades, you do get these 2 large ones that are used in the transformation of the bow. So something of note here that I didn't realize is that when you're putting the bow together, you actually need to bend the handle for it to work properly. So as you can see here, you're going to grab it and make sure you grab it from the base and pivot there to plug it into the dagger thing. And of course I struggle here because I'm looking through the camera lens, but here you go. As you can see, it makes this pretty large bow for him to hold. And it's pretty heavy too. I'm not entirely sure what this is made out of, but it's definitely putting the joints to the test. Now, of course, you can see here that the figure itself does have some different design cues, and they did change the shoes. So I wonder if that's something that they felt inclined to do because of the previous release or what. But as you can see, it's got different elements to it that the other 2 releases didn't have. It has this vest that it comes with, along with these pants that I really do like, and they've got some details and text on it that the other 2 releases didn't have. So it's a very unique release, that's for sure. And to be honest with you, I was torn between the 2 as to which one to hunt down, but I saw that BBTS had this one, so I think this is my favorite out of the 2 newer releases. So I do like the printing on the attire, because you don't see too much of that in other releases. And again, I can sing high praises for Devil Toys because they work with artists and getting their designs out there. So here he is posed up. I also wanted to mention that I did have some problems with my figure in particular. I'm not entirely sure if it was just my release, but his right bicep joint was a little loose, so I ended up having to repair that. And I also added some foam for the thighs to thicken them up a little bit to make it more realistic, because I figured for an archer he's running around, so he's going to have more tone. As I was going to repair this, I noticed that there's more printing on the back of the shirt, and I figured I'd give you a close look at the vest as well, because it does have some nice detail to it. And it does have a wire in it, I should note that, and you're able to pose that in whatever way you need to, so that's nice as well. And as you can see here, you can also buckle it, but I don't think it fits on the figure itself. Here are a couple poses of him in action, and this is before I actually went in and fixed that bicep joint. So I kind of had to bend his right arm, which isn't right for archery, but it still works. I don't know if I'm entirely sold on the archery idea, but I do like the design overall, so it's not like it's a complete waste to me, but it's interesting to see that the different armaments these figures come with. Now here he is with carbine, and again, I do like those blades themselves when they're posed differently, and with this orientation it does look unique to him, so I think this is how I'm going to keep him for at least a little bit. But like I said, there's nothing wrong with the archery concept. It just, I don't know, it doesn't strike my fancy, I suppose. And here he is with the Machine 56 figure. This is one I really do like as well, but it's not about him. So yeah, in the future I'm definitely going to be doing a video on all the designer figures that I have, because I've been getting a lot of questions as to how to get them or where to find them, so I'll be answering that in that video. But in the meantime, I'll be doing little reviews like this for each new release that I get. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to hunt down the Magnum figure, but it's hard to say no when these figures look so good together. So I more than likely will, but I'm not entirely sure when. But if you'd like to see more content like this, please like, comment, and or subscribe. I'd very much appreciate it. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you all next time.